Get ready to settle up for the adventure of your life, partner. Evil West is on the horizon, and all I can tell you is, you're gonna need a whole lot of bullets. This is the American frontier, but not as you'll remember it from spaghetti westerns or your favorite History Channel documentary. No sir. This is the Old West, but it's filled with vampires and all kinds of hideous undead abominations. From the artwork and designs alone, it's obvious that Evil West has B-rate horror in its blood, and the fact that its name is derived from the insanely creepy 1981 Sam Raimi film The Evil Dead, which is also a highly successful franchise with its own games and hit TV series, bodes well for the game already. If you're going to go deep into the world of werewolves, vampires, and zombies, then it's best that you draw your influences from some of the best material ever created. In terms of gameplay and in-game mechanics, it's clear that Evil West has been heavily influenced by game franchises such as Devil May Cry, God of War, and, of course, Red Dead Redemption. I really like the fact that the character models and monsters are nice and solid, and the animations and visual effects are truly mesmerizing. It's like watching Dante and Virgil duke it out, but instead of silver-haired guys with inflated egos turning into demons, it's Dirty Harry launching a barrage of punches at light speed and riddling monsters with revolver rounds. And if you're wondering about the story, well, you play as Jesse Rentier, an agent of the Rentier Institute, which is headed up by Jesse's father, William Rentier. To cut to the chase, Jesse's part of this secret institute that receives funding from the government to battle the vampire threats and make things safe for the pioneers of the new world. Without giving too much away, a new vampiric threat ends up wiping out the institute, so it's up to Jesse and his fellow remaining agents to seek out other members, rebuild the institute, and get to the bottom of this whole confounded conspiracy. I'm pretty sure you can imagine that there are more than a few twists and turns in the narrative, and that Jesse may not be all that happy about what he uncovers down the line. As for combat itself, it isn't all just gunslinging, though there's plenty of that too, of course. The mainstay in your arsenal is almost certain to be the Rentier Institute Gauntlet with the obligatory branding because, why not? These ain't your regular knuckle dusters. Nope. This thing allows Jesse to beat enemies into a pulp and even hurl them at one another. What's more, the updated version of the gauntlet can accumulate electrical energy, allowing you to stun your foes or even turn them into a pile of ashes if you've got enough juice. In most cases, with fodder-type enemies, you will use the gauntlet extensively so that you don't get overwhelmed and end up on the menu. More conventional weapons include your trusty revolver and a rifle. I mean, would it really be a cowboy horror game without a six-shooter? The revolver itself lets you take out enemies from further away or finish them off in true Western style. As for the rifle, which packs a very decent punch, it's best used for targets that are further away and ones that you'd prefer not to get too close to. And then there's a, shall we say, less conventional weapon, appropriately dubbed the Scorcher. As you might have guessed, it's a flamethrower that lets you deal with hordes of enemies at once. As a bonus, the Scorcher's tank will refuel automatically over time thanks to the energy from your gauntlet. At least that takes care of your ammunition woes. Now when it comes to enemies, we're not talking about some pale-skinned teenagers that sparkle in the sunlight. No. These are proper ugly-ass vampires that are less like Lestat and more like Stephen Dorff going kaboom in Blade. These shadow dwellers are known as the Sanguage, the fancy way of saying bloodsucker or leech, and they come in a few different forms. Your most common enemies are called boo-hags. These guys aren't too smart and look like Nosferatu if he bit into a lemon and had fleshy claws for hands. While they may lack intelligence, these guys are fierce and tend to attack in packs, so take care not to get overwhelmed. Then there's Nagals. No, it's not a bunch of black metal vocalists coming to stab you. These are super fast werewolves that like to travel in small packs and are able to avoid your revolver rounds thanks to their shadow step ability. What's more, if you let any of these creatures howl around other Nagals, their combat abilities will improve. That isn't good for you. Best bet is to deal with them all together and prevent them from getting the upper hand by mastering your melee combat skills. You've been warned. The next step up is leeches. These heavy enemies throw around a massive spiked shield like nobody's business and will charge headlong in an attempt to steamroll you. Leeches are tough to take down, and even if you manage to destroy their shields, they're able to regenerate their defenses. As usual, try to deal with these guys as quickly as possible, or you'll definitely end up as paste. Last but not least, there's Highborns. These winged vampires more closely resemble demons and are easily the most powerful sanguisuge around. Highborns will attack you from the air and even have the ability to call on clouds of bats to inflict damage upon you while regenerating their own health. You're going to need every last bit of skill and determination to defeat these terrifying creatures, so when you encounter one, I suggest prioritizing them as a target. As with many third-person shooters, you'll be able to customize your weapons and upgrade gear according to your unique playstyle. And seeing that you'll be dealing with some seriously nasty enemies, these skills and buffs should make the task of bringing down swaths of vampires that much easier. With some amazing fluid gameplay, great animations, and a variety of different environments including coal mines, ghost towns, and sawmills, Evil West promises to be a highly satisfying offering that should please the majority of fans. Evil West releases on November 22nd, 2022 and will be available on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. So what do you think about Evil West? Is this a game you're excited to play, or is there something else you're looking forward to? Be sure to let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell so we can keep delivering gaming, metaverse, and VR content to you on the regular. Later!